Yvonne Belcher is still listed as a missing persons case, even though she is presumed dead. But not knowing where she is or who may have killed her continues to bring pain to her family. They and investigators hope the community can help give them some answers. Yvonne Belcher's family remembers her as an artist. They hold tightly to her sketches and notes she wrote her daughter, a woman that loved to draw, write poems, and stories. But the ending in her own story is unclear.
For 22 years, I just got this one wish before I die, that I can bury my daughter.
It was just before Christmas in 2000. Yvonne's mother, Krista Powell, and sister, Deanna Weiss, say they started to feel something was wrong.
December 22nd, and it was 2 days before our family get-together, and no one had heard anything from her. That's when we really started to get worried.
The same day, December 22nd, 2000, is the last time Yvonne was seen alive, according to Detective Bradford Camp with the Green Cove Springs Police Department. He says police were called by a neighbor around 2:30 in the morning after Yvonne and her husband, Andy Owens, were heard arguing.
Law enforcement officer responded to the scene. No crime had occurred. There were no injuries. Nobody was reporting a crime, just a husband and wife in an argument. Officer calmed the scene down. They decided to go their separate ways. Yvonne continued to walk south down Highland Avenue towards State Road 16. Andy walked back to his house, and that was the last time Yvonne was seen.
From there, things get murky. A newspaper report says Yvonne was thought to have gotten a ride with a male acquaintance to a house a few blocks away on Vermont Street. And another friend told police he saw Belcher around daybreak the following morning. But that was the last reported sighting. She was officially reported missing by her husband on December 26th. He told police in the report, quote, "She has left before, but she has never been gone this long," end quote. According to Yvonne's family and police, the couple had a turbulent marriage. There were frequent fights, a history of domestic violence, and struggles with drugs.
A search was conducted of Andy Owens' residence here in Green Cove Springs. All of it has led to nothing.
But Detective Camp does add, Owens was cooperative and agreed to take a polygraph.
However, the night before he was supposed to come in and take the polygraph, he overdosed and died.
With his death and searches that came up empty, leads dried up. The case grew cold and decades went by.
Green Cove is a small town, and I think for my mom and for anyone that knew Yvonne, it's hard to believe there's no answers. And to know how much we loved her and to know something happened to her that day, that week, something happened to her. And it's just hard, and it's hard for my mom and it's hard for us.
Especially hard for Yvonne's daughter, now an adult and mother herself. Ashley Belcher says she has some memories of her mother, like looking through the fence at her daycare and seeing her mom walk by with their dog.
Kind of makes me sad because I wonder how many times she walked by just to see me.
She holds tightly to her mother's writings and sketches and wants to give her a proper burial.
She's just dumped wherever she is, and there's no dignity in that.
Detective Camp says he believes this case is solvable, but it has been extremely difficult because of a lack of evidence.
We have, little to no physical evidence. We don't have a body at all. So even the progress we've made in DNA science and things like that, it's useless without a body.
Recently, Detective Camp says a new suspect has come to light, but they don't want to release more details about who he is just yet. But they do say they believe there are people alive that could have information critical to this case, and they don't want them to fear coming forward, even if they were involved in criminal activity decades ago.
We kind of assure them that we don't care if you did drugs 20 years ago, we're trying to solve a homicide.
And finally give Yvonne's family a chance to bury her and complete the ending to her own story.
Everybody deserves that justice, and most importantly, her.
If you know anything about the disappearance of Yvonne Belcher, please contact the Green Cove Springs Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Katie Jeffries, First Coast News, on your side.
And Belcher's sister, Diana Weiss, says her sister's case motivated her to help women in domestic violence situations. She is now the director of the Quigley House in Clay County. If you are struggling with domestic violence or sexual assault, you can call their 24-hour hotline at 904-284-0061. And if you live outside of Clay County, you can call the statewide hotline at the number on your screen. And to watch more of Katie's unsolved stories, you can watch them right now on the First Coast News app or our website, firstcoastnews.com.